Good evening. I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. The eastern seaboard of Florida is in for a long night as city after city now starting to feel the effects of Hurricane Matthew. Let's first head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan, who has the very latest on the storm's development as we start our team coverage. Bob.
Thanks, Haley. You just come in from the National Hurricane Center. This is the latest advisory now. Winds are still very strong at 1:30. They have come down 10 miles an hour from the 5 o'clock advisory. However, the pressure is still extremely low at 939 millibars. That is up 1 millibar. That's it. And so it's still a very dangerous Category 4 storm. It's moving to the northwest at 13. The good news, if there's good news to talk about, it has not made landfall, and anywhere from Fort Pierce southward is going to be spared from the core of this system, meaning they're not going to see that 130-mile-an-hour wind south of Fort Pierce. So that's some good news. And also the tropical storm warning that had been in place for much of the Keys is no longer in effect now, so they've discontinued that. Here's the forecast path and track, a new one from the 11 o'clock advisory. And if you follow again the center line, it keeps it just offshore. And it actually could get a little stronger. There's a chance, but it's unlikely. So more than likely it'll get downgraded to a Category 3 by 8 o'clock, very close to Cape Canaveral. And it looks like the Kennedy Space Center will get the full effect of this system, and they will get possibly into the core if it follows this center line. Again, if it's a little bit further east, and we hope it is, they won't see the core of those strong winds of 125 miles an hour at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then even closer to Daytona Beach. So these are the cities that have to be worried now. Anywhere, say, north of Fort Pierce will get close enough to that core that they could see considerable and catastrophic damage. But if it stays offshore, that will not happen. Again, it should be around Daytona Beach at around 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, and then exiting off toward Jacksonville. And notice, if you follow the center line, it stays off the United States coastline the entire way, so never making landfall in the U.S. as far as the center is concerned. But it may have another chance. As we take a look at the 5-day forecast, it starts to head back toward Florida and the Bahamas once again. And I must say, when it was over Freeport in Grand Bahama, it was there for over 3 hours. And that is where I think we're going to see the most damage come out of the Bahamas. Will be Grand Bahama Island. That's the furthest northwest island in the Bahamas. And you can see it was just there for about 3 hours, just hammering that particular area with 130-mile-an-hour winds, gusts as high as 165. We haven't heard anything from there yet. But again, we have some reporters. Josh Stone standing by here at Fort Pierce. He's getting hammered by some pretty heavy rainfall, tropical storm force, the hurricane force winds just offshore of Fort Pierce right now. And this is all kind of heading off toward the northwest. Well, much more for us. It looks rather quiet this evening. Big storms to the north, not doing a whole lot. We'll have much more in our local forecast. We look to be okay over the next several hours. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. And as Bob alluded to there, the hurricane has already left behind a trail of death and destruction in the Caribbean, with hundreds killed and the number expected to rise. On the east coast of the U.S., there has been a mass exodus with nearly 3 million people under evacuation orders. That could be the largest evacuation in U.S. history. Residents on the east coast of Florida spent the day filling up sandbags. The stores are boarding up, and their shelves are very bare as people try to stock up, and many head out of town as well. Per the request of Governor Scott, President Obama has signed an emergency order for Florida. The order authorizes FEMA to coordinate the relief to help lessen the threat in counties expected to be affected the most. Scott has activated 3,500 members of the National Guard.
Our number one priority is protecting every life in this state. We can rebuild homes, we can rebuild businesses. I just think of my own family. We can't rebuild a life.
Already tens of thousands of homes are without power. In Palm Beach County alone, FPL is reporting that more than 4,000 customers have lost power. And officials are warning people that the hurricane could destroy homes on the East Coast and cut power to millions, possibly for days, and first responders may not be able to get there to help. ABC 7 meteorologist Josh Stone is braving the elements in Fort Pierce tonight. And Josh, what are the conditions like out there right now? We can see it's a little rough.
Well, Haley, they're fabulous for a meteorologist, right? Obviously not. This is a very serious situation. We're talking about, what, a Category 4 storm just off the coast, maybe about 50 miles. And I'm going to step out into the elements here, and I would suspect winds maybe gusting about 30 miles per hour, maybe even higher than that. Tropical storm force definitely here. And this is not a good situation. Obviously, Matthew causing the destruction down to the south in Haiti and what it's done to the Bahamas. So this is a serious storm, and conditions are just not good right now. And they're going to continue to deteriorate as this storm continues to move up to the north.
And Josh, from what we can
along
tell,
the coast of Florida.
Josh, I don't know if you can hear. I know it's quite loud out there, but from what we can tell from your live shot, it looks like a ghost town. Does it appear like most people heeded those warnings to evacuate?
Yeah, this is a very good scene, actually, to see that no one is around. It is deserted. Oh, here's a really strong wind gust. Whoa. That could have been maybe, I don't know, 40, 45 plus. Yeah, no one is around. I'm actually doing this live shot right next to an apartment building, it looks like, and no one is here. And that is good news. Looks like people have evacuated and heeded those warnings. And folks, it just shows you how strong Mother Nature can be. And when these storms get close to the shoreline, you definitely want to heed those warnings and take shelter when you're told to.
Josh, for that great work out there, and we will be checking in with Josh as the night goes on to see how the conditions are. Josh Stone live for us in Fort Pierce on the East Coast this evening. And we do want to keep you updated on school closures locally. The Manatee County Emergency Operations Center was active today after issuing a local state of emergency, though no mandatory evacuation orders are being issued at this time, but all schools in the district will be closed tomorrow. And all extracurricular activities and sporting events are also canceled. And while those same events, the extracurriculars and the sporting events, are canceled tomorrow in Sarasota County, school is not. The school district is saying that public schools will remain open, as well as after-school care. Charlotte County Public Schools will also be open. And we want to mention that the Sarasota County EOC will be staffed overnight to monitor the storm's developments. Shelters are open across the Suncoast. Sarasota County declared a local state of emergency just so that it could open an evacuation shelter. This shelter is at the Inglewood Sports Complex, and it is for East Coast evacuees only. Charlotte County is following suit to expedite the process of opening a pet-friendly shelter at the Harold Avenue Park Recreation Center. And then in Manatee County, emergency management officials are urging local mobile home residents to seek shelter. 5 shelters are now open. And do note that Braden River High is open as a shelter specifically for East Coast evacuees. And the shelter at Nolan Middle School is for those with special needs. And one of those Manatee County shelters opened to a line of more than 40 people. ABC 7's Ray Collins is just back from Manatee High School with the story there. Ray.
Haley, indeed a busy place there. It was filled mostly with East Coast evacuees.
Dozens of Hurricane Matthew evacuees from Florida's East Coast found a safe landing at Manatee High School, which was turned into an emergency shelter.
Oh, I got my 4 kids, my wife, and a bunch of brothers and sisters.
Adolfo Barrios says they had no place else to go tonight.
Asking, we've been looking for a hotel, but everything's not vacant.
Oh, they're all booked?
Yeah, all booked up. I got no place to stay tonight, so that's why we're looking for shelter.
You're probably shocked when you saw all these people outside the door.
Yes, I was not sure that so many would come across the state to stay here on the West Coast, but they did. So we'll welcome them and make them comfortable as we can.
And that comfort included food and drinks, a place for pets, and individual classrooms for different groups of people. It didn't include any sheets or pillows, but Adolfo wasn't about to complain.
What's your reaction so far to what you're seeing here?
Well, the people is happy to be here. That's all I can see here. And they're very friendly. I really thank God for being here.
And besides the dozens of evacuees from outside the area, there was also Ken from Manatee County, who checked into a classroom as well, a little less than enthusiastically.
I hope you enjoyed this tonight.
Well, that will be a first.
Well, it worked out well because Manatee schools, of course, are closed tomorrow, so the schools were available to serve as shelters, Haley.
And everyone seems to have a great attitude. That's just how you have to do it when you ride out these storms.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, Ray. Hotels in Sarasota are also filling up with evacuees from the East Coast. Law enforcement says there haven't been any reports of price gouging in Sarasota, which is illegal during a state of emergency due to a storm. If you do experience any price gouging, you can call the state attorney's hotline and have the office investigate. That information will be available on our website, mysuncoast.com. At least one Suncoast hotel looked like it had gone to the dogs tonight. We saw several of our four-legged friends seeking refuge with their owners at the Hyatt Regency. One dog owner from Vero Beach, look at this talented pup, says evacuations are part of living in Florida.
Scary. But you know what? There's nothing we can do about it. That is life. We love Florida, so we're going to live here.
The Hyatt usually accepts smaller dogs under 50 pounds, but during emergencies like this, they do waive the rules. And even though the storm is on the East Coast, we found Suncoast residents taking precautions today just in case. A local Home Depot saw some of its shelves go bare. And as far as gas, unlike the East Coast, AAA officials say that the increase in demand on the Suncoast is not expected to cause any shortages.
We're in pretty good shape for gasoline shipments because the bulk of Sarasota gasoline comes from either the Tampa port or the Fort Myers port.
With that said, we do know of at least one gas station that has run out of fuel. That is the Shell station at 41 and Moccasin Wallow Road in Palmetto. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with much more on Hurricane Matthew. Plus, while some evacuees are checking in at the Hyatt, a big event there this evening to honor those who have made a difference in our community.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Christmas Tradition by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
This week on Animal Outtakes, preserving and protecting our seabirds. Plus, Kids and Critters goes down on the farm with a couple of pigs. And just wait until you meet our Dog of the Week.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC7.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
Bob, from what we can see now, things are looking a little better than we expected on the East Coast.
You're absolutely right, and we talked about that yesterday. If the storm were to stay a little bit further offshore, say 60 miles, and that's pretty much what it's doing right now, they're not going to see the core of the system, the 130, 145 to 60 mile an hour gusts at time too, so that's good news. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening here as far as the latest goes for us. The tower cam, you can see we have a pretty nice day for the most part. We had one brief shower activity move on through, a little feeder band make its way through, but all in all, not too bad this evening. Things have been pretty calm here considering what's going on the East Coast, and it made for a nice sunset, didn't it, from our tower cam? And the weather headlines still read like this. So we are still under a tropical storm watch, but we are not anticipating tropical storm force winds sustained here in Sarasota and Manatee counties. In fact, to give you a little heads up, the Charlotte County is no longer in the tropical storm watch. They've dropped that now. When I say they, the National Weather Service has, as well as Lee County. So Fort Myers no longer in the watch. And you get a sense of what's happening right now is because even the Keys, the tropical storm warning that had been in place, is also expired now and no longer up there for them. Hardee and Highlands County, still there's that chance, although this is lessening somewhat for those tropical storm force winds to be sustained for a long duration. Feeder bands could still bring some strong gusty winds here. Don't get me wrong, and we're not done yet here, but we're still going to see some of these banding features make their way over. Orlando's been getting hit hard through this evening. These storms have been trying to make it all the way over to us, but they haven't had much success at this point. But as the atmosphere moistens up a bit, they'll have a better chance to wrap all the way around and feed back into the storm. So that's the reason why we call them feeder bands. They kind of feed the moisture back into it because it needs it as the result of the low pressure that is at the center. There's been this persistent area right there in the north end of the eye itself that's not been moving much at all. And you can see it moving. The general motion has been off toward the northwest with some of those bands moving on in to near Fort Pierce. We just talked to meteorologist Josh Stone, who's right there at Fort Pierce. And these are actual little storm trackers that have been going on there. And we'll zero on this one right near Fort Pierce. We saw Josh get that brief wind gust there. That was probably right around 50 miles an hour. This one reported at just before 9:30, reporting a wind gust up to 51 miles an hour. So we are getting tropical storm force winds here. But it could be a lot worse, and it could have been a lot worse for folks in Fort Lauderdale as well as into West Palm Beach. If this were just over another 30 miles to the west, they'd have been seeing that core of the strongest winds. Now, it still has about 100 miles to go to where it may be near Cape Canaveral, which will also possibly, I think they'll see the hurricane force winds there in the next 5 hours or so. And then for us, we're still under the watch. You can see Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Sarasota, and also DeSoto counties under again, a tropical storm watch, meaning there's a possibility of getting some tropical force winds, but not definite at this point. And there are changing some watches and warnings on the East Coast right now. That's why you see that flashing just off shore of Fort Lauderdale. For us, 77, some light rain falling right now. Dew point at 77. North winds at 12. Now, those winds will pick up a little bit more so as the storm increases and moves off toward the northwest. The high today was 89, and that's 2 degrees above average. Here's a look at what we look at normally as this dry air, and you can see it kind of retreating away from the storm right now, and that's allowing this to move in. This actually is causing this dry air to move away. So when they get so big, they can actually dictate what's happening out ahead of them in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. And this is interesting too. Another storm, Nicole, out there in the Atlantic right now. This is the color enhanced satellite imagery, and I feel for these people here in the Bahamas, especially at Freeport and Grand Bahama. I think that's going to be ending up to be the worst hit of all the islands as far as conditions go. They were under that eye for about 3 hours for the most part. Wind gusts up to 160, 130 mile an hour winds. There's the forecast path and track. It looks like it keeps it off the coast of Florida, so never making landfall, and then coming back around, though, and could have another try at it on Tuesday of next week as a tropical storm, though. No rough weather anticipated in terms of hurricane activity with that. As far as our winds go, gusts, I mentioned, could be strong throughout the day on Friday with some of the bands that come through, but generally we're looking at northwest winds anywhere from 20 to 25 miles an hour, possibly as high as 30, but for the most part, the tropical storm force winds will not be around and they will not be sustained. As far as the tropical storm force winds, Highlands County will certainly get some, and also Polk County, and then off to the northeast it goes, and the possibility of that core coming ashore near Cape Canaveral and Daytona Beach is a real possibility for them, and that could cause the most damage in terms of across the state. The forecast cone, again, is the reason why it comes back. You see most of the models agree that it's going to loop and come back toward Florida. This is Nicole out there, and it's a Category 2 hurricane, and it does a loop as well. And eventually, they're not really sure where it's going to be in about 5 days from now. But for one thing we know, it's not going to have an impact on any land area anytime soon. So very active here in October, and I would not be surprised to see a couple of more storms form before it's all over by November 30th. Boating tomorrow, not advised, obviously. Chance for showers on Saturday, very light, 30%. But windy conditions for Friday, looking much better on Monday and Tuesday. Then we'll have to watch again for a return of what could be some tropical weather. Haley?
Hopefully not, but we'll wait and see. Thank you, Bob. The Sarasota branch of the NAACP holding an annual gathering tonight, a packed house at the Hyatt Regency this evening for the 31st Freedom Awards banquet. The event recognizes and awards those who have made contributions to the community.
Obviously, there's been a lot of things going on in our communities that making many of us aware that we need to all get involved and be on a unified front to move our community and deal with these challenges that we have in our community. But this night is really about the honorees who tirelessly give of their time, their talent, and their treasure to this community, and it's just a platform to recognize them.
As mentioned, 9 individuals were honored tonight. ABC7 was proud to be a sponsor of the event. A death investigation continues tonight in Sarasota County. The sheriff's office says a man's body was found near the edge of a small lake on McIntosh Road around noon today. The man has not been identified, and authorities are not sure how long the body had been there. A food market in South Sarasota will likely be closed for a few days after a car crashed into the front of it. Witnesses say a senior citizen woman drove into the front of Richard's Natural and Specialty Foods. This is on Clark Road, and it happened this afternoon. A panel of glass on the front of the store was broken, but no one was hurt. The driver was cited. Coming up next, how the hurricane is affecting Florida sports.
Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by Gulf Coast Honda.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Thank you, my fellow Americans. As your candidate for president, I will make bling affordable with Spectralite diamonds. Spectralite diamonds are manufactured in laboratory conditions to equal the finest natural diamonds.
This political message was brought to you by Created Gems and the Bling Party.
Big bling for little change for you.
Now, sports.
Marty St. Louis will become the first player in Lightning history to have his number retired by the team. Number 26 holds the franchise record for points, assists, game-winning goals, and shorthanded goals, and was, of course, here for the Lightning's only Stanley Cup championship in 2004. The same year, he was named league MVP. Marty played in Tampa from 2000 to 2014 when he was traded to the New York Rangers. His jersey will be retired at a game on January 13th. Hurricane Matthew affecting sporting events in states along the East Coast, including Florida. UF's home game against LSU has been postponed. The SEC says it will try to reschedule, though the two teams do not have a common date available. Right now, the FSU versus Miami game is set to go on as planned in South Florida. And in the NFL, the league is figuring out contingency plans for the Dolphins and Bucks games. The Finns are set to host the Titans, while the Bucks will be in Charlotte, North Carolina for Monday Night Football against the Panthers. No changes have been made yet. To playoff baseball, the Blue Jays win big tonight in Texas, 10-1. They score 7 of those runs off of Rangers ace Cole Hamels. Former Rays Melvin Upton Jr. and Jose Bautista both hit home runs. And in tonight's other ALDS Game 1 matchup, Cleveland is trying to hang on to a 5-4 lead over the Red Sox. That game is in the 8th inning. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
A reminder that along with on air and on our website, mysuncoast.com, you can continue getting updates on Hurricane Matthew by downloading our app. Just search for Suncoast Weather in your app store, and that will send you notifications and let you know if there's anything important that you need to know.
Yes, and we talked to Josh Stone earlier, who's live right now at Fort Pierce, and we've been watching some of the video that he has set up the camera and shooting out toward the Gulf of Mexico. And the winds have picked up just over the last 15 minutes. You can see that estimated to be about, I'd say, 60 to 70 miles an hour. They have been increasing. I'd say 50 to 60 right now. And once in a while, you'll see a gust go by. It could be as high as 70. He's in a protected area there behind the wall, so he's doing pretty good as far as that goes, and we're going to keep up to date with it. You see that getting stronger and stronger.
And you look under that light there, and you can really see the gusts picking up. So we're glad that Josh is safe, and thanks for that report. Stay tuned online and on your app. See you tomorrow.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today for deals worth celebrating during the Jeep Celebration event. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Wranglers or check out a new Jeep Cherokee priced as low as $19,999. Stop by to see the stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $17,699. Or drive away in a new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Manasota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Manasota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Manasota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Manasota Flooring today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.